user-generated content, I speak to an awful lot of retailers, and a lot of people, particularly the big high street brands, are a bit wary of adding a function for their users to kind of write about their products or talk about their brand on their site. I think a lot of people think, you know, they'll just write negative things, and that is a concern. And what you've got now is you've got companies such as Bizarre Voice and Revu, who these companies are actually saying to retailers, you know, we'll do this for you, we'll manage it for you, and we will ensure that, you know, if someone's using offensive language, you know, those things don't get posted. I mean, the fact of the matter is these services are quite expensive, and you have to put some serious thought into doing it, because it's not right in all industries to have consumer-generated content. I was at a retail event recently, and the CEO of ASOS stood up and said, you know, there won't be any user-generated content on my site because we don't think it adds to the user process. And I think that's relevant in fashion. ASOS is a very prominent fashion site, and you know, what I think looks good as a shirt or t-shirt isn't necessarily what you'll think looks good. So I think in some industries it's not going to be as big, but then if you flip the coin on its head and say electronics, that is something. You know, if you're buying a digital camera, you want to know what the battery life is going to be like, you know, what's the quality of the zoom and things like this. So user-generated content is particularly strong in those areas. And what I would say to retailers is that it's a really good opportunity to actually hear feedback about your products, and you can actually turn it into positive. If you get lots of kind of, you know, not really negative things, but, you know, points for improvement from your audience, and you show that you're actually listening and actually doing something about it, and maybe fixing the product, and actually coming back to people and saying, we listened to your advice, we've done this, we now think it's working better, what do you think? And then open that conversation up again, and you're actually really trying to build a bit of rapport there with your customers. So I would say user-generated content is worth thinking about if you're a brand, and also bear in mind that, you know, a lot of people, about 80% of the reviews that are written are sort of 4 or 5 star. So you're actually, people that think we'll just get negative reviews, it's not always the case. The statistics show that people do like to write a lot of positive things as well, which is great. You want to make sure you don't have too many 5-star reviews, because that can actually show that potentially people might think that it's fudging the results. In actual fact, it's good if someone has a sort of 2 or 3-star review in some cases, because the reason they might have marked that down might not be the reason that's relevant for you, and you'll just say, well, you know, that person's bought it for that reason, I'm not using it for that reason, that's fine. You know, if it's just a digital camera for taking pictures and that's it, great, and you're not looking to be a kind of semi-professional photographer, then great, then that's a good review and it'll help you out. So I would be wary of that. And the final thing I'd probably say on user-generated content is it's actually it doesn't have just to be product reviews. There's some really good user-generated content which is like Q&A. So you can actually, users can pose questions about a product, and you can actually get other people to write answers as well. And that works really well as well.